Okay, it is 11:20 p.m. on November 9th, which is a Sunday. I am trying to get some work done on the new electronic record keeping platform that my employer has recently implemented as part of our new electronic database. I continue to be completely unable to use this new electronic database because the buttons and drop down menus and features that I specifically need to use and access in order to complete the most simple of required tasks, such as scheduling, record keeping, etc., continue to be frozen, very deliberately frozen. Everything else works on this platform except for the exact, very specific buttons and drop down menus that I desperately need to use. Nothing else has been affected. So most of the platform is usable, but I don't need to use most of the platform. I only need to use very specific, limited options and features, and those are the ones that are continuously not working. I have actually cleared the cache in Chrome because sometimes clearing the cache seems to get rid of some glitchy problems and blockages. And I have cleared the cache so many times that I feel like it's not even doing anything. But I will clear it again here so that I can show that I cleared the cache and that the problems persist. So delete browsing data right here. That is what I was told to do by our IT team. Delete browsing data. So now I'm going to go back and try to access the buttons that I need to access in our electronic platform. Very specifically, hold on, I need to log back in. Okay, so here we go. I'm back into my account and I need to try to add an appointment. So what I need to do is go to service entry and add new. So service entry, we are in the service entry. See, here we go. This is what, can't do anything. It's frozen. Yep, this has been going on for over a week now. 10 days ever since my supervisor emailed us the link to this new platform and gave us step-by-step instructions on how to start scheduling clients and things like that. Yep, can't do it. I cannot schedule a client because guess what? Schedule new under service entry is not, suddenly it's frozen. This has been going on for a week. Let's try schedule event. See, that's not working either. Let's do assessments. So assessments might work. Maybe I can try to schedule a client going through the assessments option. So let's just try to open this and see if it works. Okay, event. So once again, add new. Still not working. Actual date. Filter. Clear filter. Let's just clear the filter. Maybe that'll help. Okay. Domains. Let's go under domains. So domains would be like an in-person session versus a electronic session. I understand that much. So let's see if I can add new. I can't do anything because the add new button is not working. Add new assessment is not working. Huh. Refresh. Let's just hit refresh. Okay, now let's try to add new again. So there's another way that I can add a client to my schedule. I can go in through the calendar and try to do it that way. Although my supervisor told me to go in through the service entry option, which is once again just not working. So that is the one option that I really need to use. And service entry, add new, schedule event. Yeah, not working. So just to debunk the possibility that somehow it's the entire computer that's not working, I'm going to go to Gmail, okay, because that's a whole separate platform, whole different program, and just try to open one of my emails. All right, so we'll go to inbox, and then I got, so let's see, let's open the Tuttle Twins. Yeah, look, Veterans Day sale still going. Oh my God. So let's just click on anything here. Yeah, see, it's not the touch screen. I mean, I can open any other email. I can open any other platform. That seems to be working just fine. If I want to buy something right now on this platform, let's select America's History Volume 1. Add to cart. See, I mean, I can shop online using this platform. Sorry, not the platform, this computer via a different platform than the one that I'm trying to use to get my work done. But if I go back to our electronic database and try to schedule a client, all of a sudden those buttons are frozen very specifically, very apparently deliberately. I mean, this is a very specific remote disabling of only the features that I need to use to get my work done on our new database. And yet everything else on this computer is working perfectly well in real time. Do I want to buy this book? Let's see, 6888 US. See? Clicking and tapping on anything at all on this computer is working perfectly well. Teach your kids the blah, blah, blah. The principles of liberty. Yeah, let's order this book. Let's just see if I can. So teens, let's go to teens because I do have some teen clients. Maybe they'd be interested in some of these books. Books for teens. All right, so sort by. See, everything works. All these buttons work. There are no disabled buttons on my Gmail and on this Tuttle Twins website, but then when I try to go back into my employer's electronic database platform, I can't even perform the most simple and basic of tasks because those buttons and drop-down menus have been disabled, very specifically so. So just to make sure that the Wi-Fi isn't a problem here, because I'm sure there's going to be some hate-stalking lowlifes who are going to say, oh, it's your Wi-Fi. Yeah, well, that's not the problem. Look, I'm on YouTube. Wi-Fi is working just fine. So this is very specific in terms of the dysfunction and remote disabling of the electronic platforms that I desperately need to use to get my work done. When I'm trying to get my work done, Wi-Fi is working perfectly well. Problem is not the Wi-Fi. Okay, see, it's live streaming this music. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to try to go in through the back way to schedule a client. Let's go to my calendar. So calendar, okay, so I can access calendar. Let's just say I want to schedule someone for the 12th. All right, and I can schedule them. So add new. So hey, that's working. New client service. Yay, so let's add a new client. So let's just type in the name of a client. So I have a client's name typed in here. Let's just hit enter. Okay, first and last name. Has it been entered? So no records found. How convenient, because this client actually does exist. And I know that they've been entered into the system as of last week, according to one of my superiors. So I correctly typed in the name, correctly typed in the first name, and yet this client's not coming up, and neither is any other client that I have. So we have a problem. This database is suddenly and very continuously not working on a button specific basis, so that when I try to do anything at all that is a basic function, it doesn't work. My clients are not locatable. I've been working with them for months. I know their names. I know how to spell them. I know all the other demographic information, and they don't come up. So I can't do what I need to do on this platform. And this has been going on for a week. But then when I try to do weird stuff, all the other functions on this platform work perfectly well. So when I try to do tasks that are not part of what I need to do from my position, then there are no issues whatsoever. Then I can use this platform and it works perfectly well. It's very strange. And I can't use the client search function. So I just made up a fictional name here, John Smith or Jack Smith or something that's not an actual client. And I can't use the search function. It doesn't bring up anything. Check this out. Nothing is coming up. Yeah, see, Smith, generic name. My point is the screen is not taking the search field and doing anything with it. It's just staying there. Hitting return doesn't work, and none of these buttons do anything. So this shouldn't be happening. It is only the functions that I need to use that are disabled. I have just demonstrated that this has nothing to do with my computer not working, because I just showed that in Gmail or any other platform such as YouTube, I'm able to type in whatever I need to and click on all the buttons and they all work. However, with this very sophisticated and costly database, the very specific and very few buttons and drop-down menus that I need to use to get my work done have been remotely and permanently disabled. I have a meeting tomorrow and this isn't going to fly, but there's nothing I can do. So everything else works in this database. So all the functions that I don't need to use, that have nothing to do with my job, but that are there anyway, work perfectly well. That's a hack. That is Irizarry, the Greenville Group's paid sponsored career criminal, sex offender, psychopath, and so-called BLM activist who has been doing this to my devices, to the programs I need to use for my work for 11 years now, continues to engage in the same exact identical, unreproducible behavioral thumbprint of remote disabling of my apps, programs, platforms across all of my devices in real time on a moment-by-moment basis and on a platform-specific capacity, only when I need to use those apps and programs to get stuff done that she doesn't like. Irizarry has a problem with me having jobs. She doesn't like it when I engage in any kind of work-related obligation on my computers or laptop, tablets, cell phones. They all get remotely disabled when I try to do anything on them that requires a deadline, or that has a deadline for me, that requires me to meet a deadline. And then, of course, nothing works. And I've been making videos about this for years.